if you spend an excessive amount of time on social media, you're not doing other things in life that are maybe not important, but at the very least, more substantial. Hey everyone, welcome to Clear Discussion. I'm John. Social media is such a big part of the average American's life, and I don't think we take enough time to realize just how much of an impact that it can have, not only on our day-to-day life, but actually on our mental health, our mental outlook on life too. So let's zoom out here for a second. I actually saw this poll recently, I think it's from Gallup. Whatever it's from, I'm going to actually put it in the description below. And it said the average American teen is on social media for, I think it was 4.8 hours a day. That's pretty crazy if you really think about it. That's a long time to be on social media. Because think about what social media is. Most of it is someone else's life, cleaned up, perfected, posted, and then they talk about how great it is. Now, not all the time. That's not everything. A lot of times, and I'm glad to see this is the case in some situations, people are talking about something in life that's not detrimental, but it's kind of funny, sad, and they'll post about it, and it's like, oh, we can relate to that because we know what life's about. That aspect of it, while I think we do gravitate towards it a little bit more lately because we can relate to it more, still is not perfect in the sense that someone has to set that up or it's still not real. Someone has filmed that as a idea, as a story, as an event. Now, I'm sure there's some times where what's happening is completely just random and they pull out their phone, record, and post that. But let's be real, most of the time someone is setting up this post, whether that's a picture or a video, for us to see because they know other people are going to see it. So why would you want to put up something that kind of sucks? You want to put up something with a little more effort. And if we zoom out more, so we got Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, Facebook, YouTube, all these social media, and I'm sure there's others I'm not listing, those are just the biggest things that come to mind. All these social media sites are gearing more and more, it seems, to shorter attention spans. You have YouTube with the YouTube Shorts. You have TikTok with just about everything I've seen on TikTok. I've never used TikTok, so I actually don't see everything it offers. I'm just familiar with the short form content. And you have Snapchat, where if you go to like the story side of Snapchat and you scroll, you can click on like, say, gym mistakes, and you click on that and it's a bunch of little videos collaged together. And all of these are in a sense fake. Everything is set up and designed for an audience. It's not real life. And if you spend, like that poll was saying, an egregious amount of time absorbed into someone else's fake life, it will have some effect on you. I don't know if we can measure it as of right now with the technology or knowledge we have, but we have to understand that this is going to have some kind of effect on us. Now, that's just my mini rant on social media in general. I only use YouTube and Snapchat. And when I say I use Snapchat, I literally only send pictures or videos from my wife or to my wife and back and forth from each other. That's literally all I do on it. I have no other streaks or anything on that. I've never used TikTok. I've used Instagram and I've deleted it like, I want to say 2 years ago, maybe 3. For Facebook, I literally only use it for Marketplace. I have no friends at all on Facebook, and I hope to keep it that way. So all these places, and let's say you have all of them, you're going to be spending time, wasting time on all of those. Because if you're not posting something, if you're not presenting something yourself, you're going to be kind of absorbed into someone else's presentations, postings, stories, whatever. And what good does it do? Because that's not them being real. That's not their real personality. That's them being fake. That's their fake personality. If we zoom out and look what I'm doing right now, I'm talking to a camera. You guys in the audience only know what I present to you. You can make conjectures, you can guess, but as a whole, I'm somewhat of a character in this channel in Clear Discussion. I want to be as open and real as I can be, but I'm sure subconsciously there's things that I change to make it look or to make myself look or sound better. I obviously edit so I can cut out mistakes. I can orient the lighting and whatnot to make myself look better than I would normally. And it's that way with so many things in life. And I think we can get really absorbed into it. So that's the dangers of it, as I see them. And it's not dangers in the sense that like your mental health is going to be trash because you spend a lot of time on social media. I don't know. I can't say if that's the case or not. But I think we can realistically zoom out, most of us, and see that if you spend an excessive amount of time on social media, you're not doing other things in life that are maybe not important, but at the very least more substantial than just scrolling through whatever sites you're on. Excuse me. So let's take a minute about this. Like I said, I've been off most of social media for a while now. What are the biggest changes? What are the biggest positives or negatives to that? In my experience, the biggest thing is you kind of have the zoom out factor. And what I mean by that is you can see things as they unfold in a more, I hesitate to say clear way, but in a more kind of objective viewpoint. I can see that when someone posts something, whether that's a video, a short, a picture or whatever, and they talk about it or whatnot, that's them presenting something to me. Most people through social media are selling something. Not all, but that is the case for most people, and it is what it is. I understand the goal of getting money. I would love to make money off YouTube, so I get that. I get that aspect of it. But you have to think about, is this person trying to do something good, or is this person just looking out for number one? Some people, I would argue, are also in another category of where they're actually being more detrimental to others while also making a profit for themselves. In my opinion, those are the worst kinds of influencers, because not only are you making money, which isn't a bad thing, by the way, but if you're making money off of a lie, or if you're making money off of being a drama queen, if you're making money off of being a bad influencer or a bad person, I just think you're kind of scum, to be honest with you. There's a lot of people in this world that I do believe are good people, and they use social media to try to show the good. Whether or not that's what always happens, again, I think it varies person to person. But back to myself. When I'm off social media, I'm more productive with my time. I actually do things that are useful. I would argue I have a better life because of it, because I can spend time with either projects that I'm more excited about than some random person's life, or spend time with people that I actually care about rather than, again, some random people that I don't care about and I like their picture or whatever. So if we take the time to not waste time on social media, I think we can appreciate a lot of things in life more. Because on top of everything, you also stop worrying about these fake people. You don't have to sit there and think about what's going on in their lives, because who the frick cares about their life? It doesn't affect you on a day-to-day basis. And if it doesn't affect you on a day-to-day basis, most of the time you probably shouldn't worry about it. That's my opinion. Now, are there any negatives to being off of social media? I would say there can be. So it depends on what you do life-wise, career-wise, hobby-wise. If you're someone whose life is some kind of social media marketer or I guess manager, I'm not super familiar with these roles or these jobs, but I know they are in some degree at least real. If you do something like that and you need to be on social media quite often to do that, I can understand, that being a part of an actual important part of your life, because it's directly impacting your income and your lifestyle. If you're a business, like a literal business that offers a product or a service, and you use social media to promote your product or service, again, I can see that as a positive. Not all the time. Sometimes the ads suck nonstop, whatever. I can't control that, but for a business, maybe they're using their social media to promote is a positive. Fair enough for them. Or if you're someone who really does find a lot of good ideas from social media. Say you're on YouTube and you follow someone who's a gym influencer. Hopefully they're not the stereotypical kind. Hopefully they actually have some kind of knowledge. You follow like a woodworker because that's something you're interested in as a hobby, and you follow a financial expert. Say those are your 3 subscriptions, which, good on you, man. If you just kind of watch those 3 on YouTube and you don't have too many other distractions with social media, I would argue that's probably using it as some kind of benefit for you in the long run and in the short term, because you're learning things directly that help you. I would argue that in most cases, and I'm saying this for myself as well, because I get distracted when I scroll on YouTube. Sometimes I'm looking for something that sparks an idea in my mind. Sometimes I'm looking for, something that's piques my interest. I do follow a little bit on the financial side of things, so sometimes I'm scrolling through there, and a lot of the time I get distracted and I go down these huge video lists, and then I realize, what am I doing? Like, just pick something, go from there, or get off YouTube in general. So it can be a slippery slope to do that. Overall, I think YouTube is a more positive use of social media, but as with any of them, it can be a detriment. Snapchat, I think if you stay in close communication with people that you're actually genuinely close to and you talk to regularly, I think it can be a positive, but usually isn't that I don't think that's usually the case. Instagram, I guess the same kind of thing as Snapchat, but to me it's very impersonal. It comes across as very, here's my life in a zoomed out, or not zoomed out, here's my life in a very public oriented view. You don't really know the person very well unless you actually talk to them on and interact with them daily. TikTok, like I said, never had it. Don't really know if there's any positives to it. I've only seen the negatives personally, so take that as you will. I think spending as minimal amount of time on social media as possible is probably going to help you more in the long run than it will cause any kind of detriment. And if you're someone who just has to kind of cold turkey it and get off completely, I salute you for that, because that's what I tried at first, and I would say it worked fairly well. I would watch YouTube very, very little, and then I did bring Snapchat back when I was talking with my wife before she was my wife, and now I use those 2 fairly regularly. YouTube has become more of a research and, I'm hoping, helpful aspect in my life because of clear discussion and because of looking for things that I think people need help in or could use some advice on. The others, I don't need and I don't want. And that's how it works for me personally. I think everybody can find a sweet spot, but I would argue that the vast majority of people definitely need to spend less time than they are currently. That's all I got, guys. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more, hit the subscribe button and let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I appreciate the interaction back and forth. Any kind of conversation you guys want to start or have, I'm more than willing to have. So just let me know what you guys think. And hopefully this finds you well. Take it easy, and I'll see you later.